had a girlfriend that was Meadowview Bible School or church or something like that, and they were anti-Mormon. Steve Finsky was Lutheran, and Ralph was a non-believer, really. And so I go to different churches with friends. That was the other church that I used to go to, was a Baptist church. My brother Bill and my brother Everett joined and became a deacon in the Baptist church for many years, and he was trying to get Billy and I to go. My dad didn't want him to do it. And they want you to come up and be saved. You know, you walk up in front of everybody and do that. And my brother Bill, they got him to do some yard work and maintenance and stuff there. And they paid him for it out of the coffers of the church, you know. And so then after several weeks of that, the minister said, look, you got to be saved, and you got to come forward and receive the Spirit, you know, or we can't use you as a janitor anymore. And my brother goes, well, if that's the way God works, and he says, you know, you can't work for me, and I can't help you if you don't join. He says, I don't want it. So he left. I was raised what they called Unitarian, which was you can believe about anything as long as you believe in God. I was 17 when I was up at the Sierra Buttes, and I got up to the top of this one climb up by Volcano Lake, and it was a beautifully clear day, and I looked out, and man, it was so cool. I just was touched by the nature, the spirit of just nature itself, you know, the beauty of it all. And so I had Steve and Ralph go down to rappel first, and I was the last one, so I was alone. And I just kind of wanted that quiet time, so I had a prayer, and I didn't even know what Heavenly Father was like. I just was praying to God, and I told God, I don't know what church anything about it. It's kind of like almost a Joseph Smith story in a way, but not totally. But I said, maybe you could kind of let me know, you know, which church to go to. Not to join, but to just go to. So I rappelled down, and we finished our climb and got in our car and drove back home. And we got back into the worldly things of radio and driving and partying type, you know, stuff, just regular things. When I pulled into my driveway at home, two missionaries were coming out the front door of my home, Elder Muir and Elder Luck. They introduced themselves to me, and I thought, it's pretty weird, they both got the same name. And I didn't get it as a title at that point. I just didn't. I found out years later that my sister, who had joined the church, but I didn't know that, had sent Mom and Dad's name in as a referral, and they were following up on that. But I didn't know that at the time. And so we made an appointment to take the missionary discussions. Well, I became friends at the lunch cafeteria in the mornings having breakfast, and with a bunch of Mormons. And I went to a baseball game that they invited me to go play at. So I was playing baseball with them at the church, and I was on their ward team, which I didn't know much about. Played baseball, and I forgot about the missionary discussion. So I was late when I got back from playing baseball, and they were all sitting in their regular missionary positions to be taught. My brother and his wife, Bill and Donna, my dad and Mom, and waiting on me. So I had quite a little rebel in me at the time, because my dad got on me about being late and that they were waiting, and, you know, disrespectful time issues. So this little Elder Muir was really short. He's probably about your height right now. And he says, well, I said, did you guys go on without me? I'm going to take a shower. I'll just, you know, I don't really want to do it. This is the first discussion. See, I made that appointment. My parents did. So I got a little rebel in me there, and I said, hey, look, you guys just, I don't really want to be responsible for you waiting, you know. I want to take a shower. I want to relax. You go to do your thing. Remember, you're in that 17-year-old age, almost 18. And so Elder Muir comes over to me, and he stands up. He says, well, we have a very important message that we'd like to to share with you. And I'm thinking, I'm not going to let this little short guy tell me, that he's got something to tell me, because I had the preacher at the Meadowview Bible School, I had the preacher at the Lutheran Church, and these others that I've gone to, and I always had a way out of it. And I had a routine that was so cool. And this is something that everybody can testify to. Well, my parents are dead now, but my brother and sister. And I looked at him and I said, and I got a little bit angry, and I said, look, unless you've got a message where you tell me you've got a prophet on the earth today that speaks to God like they did in the old days. You got 12 apostles in your church, and they hold all the power in your church. I'm not interested, And as I'm saying this little short guy, he's smiling. He's getting bigger, but he can't believe his ears, right? But I don't know what he knows. And I thought he's mocking me. So my tone is getting tougher and meaner, I'm going to take you down, And so my dad jumped in because he knew my escalated anger was getting to the point where, it wasn't good. And the missionary's just like, he's beaming. He can't believe this guy's saying this. And so my dad said, look, just wash up and come back out here and sit down. So I let it die. I went in, washed my face and hands, and I came and sat and listened to the missionaries. And they taught me the Joseph Smith's vision and the organization of the church, with a little old pyramid of Christ being the chief cornerstone and the apostles and prophets and all that. And I'm just going, man, it's always got me out of churches. And then dead, And so, but anyways, and that was my first discussion, and then we held the missionary discussion, and towards the end, I misunderstood one of the gospel principles, and I got rebellious and said, let the rest of the family get baptized. This is not my church. It had to do with the plan of salvation, where they were saying that you had to receive the gospel, and if you didn't, you were banished. You weren't going to be able to make the celestial kingdom, as they called it. And I asked a question and misunderstood the answer, and I said, well, how about all these people that just live around here, that don't even know anything about the church, and they die? I mean, that's not fair, Well, I didn't understand his answer and how it worked, and I said, no, forget it. And that night I had a dream of baptisms in a swimming pool at the community center, swimming pool, and I wasn't getting baptized, but everybody in the family was, and everybody was all so great and happy, and all the relatives and people were, and I was sitting there going, wow, man, I missed out. They came back that next week, and I said to him, I go, look, explain to me one more time about what happens to all these. And they talked about the spirit world and about, all the gospel principles in regards to that. So I got past that, and I went on and joined the church. All 5 of us were baptized together.